Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do,
he says while running away from the dragons he's supposed to free. Spyro also is not encased in a crystal statue, thus leading to Nasty Nork's eventual downfall. This is how you make a first impression. I imagine on their first time starting this up, players will sit there and admire the view, regardless of whether they're new players or old players marveling at the glow-up. Then while they're turning the camera and having a look, the music fades to a more stripped down and laid back version of the song. The perfect accompaniment to the wondrous visuals, while Sparks the Dragonfly says hello and Spyro sneezes and scorches the grass around him. It's perfect. In the original PS1 version, while each world had a theme, it wasn't particularly clear what the Artisan's World's theme was. So one of the cool things about the remake is that it now has a distinct theme: arts and craftworking. Yeah, the name Artisans kinda gives that away, but the theming was never apparent in the originals. So it's cool to see Toys for Bob add more of a thematic flair to each of the levels while still keeping their overall geometry.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
Huh, my heart, it's melting. He's too pure for this world.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
He absolutely does not. As much as I love Spyro 1, I genuinely believe that it has some of the worst excuses for boss battles I've ever seen. Toasty, oddly enough, is probably tied for the hardest boss in the game only because he sicks some of those scary pouncing dogs on you. But after they're defeated, you just flame him, rinse and repeat until dead. Like I said, this is tied for the hardest boss battle in the entire game. Stuart Copeland did an amazing job with the original Spyro games OST, even though every time I hear it, it just reminds me of the Amanda Show, which he also composed. Thankfully, they brought him back to oversee the Reignited soundtrack, which does a mostly fantastic job at recapturing that same magic we all heard 21 years ago. Even better, the original soundtrack can be used instead of the new one, and it's aged extremely well. Win-win. Remember when I said Toasty is tied for the hardest boss in the game? This is who he's tied with. The first two bosses are easily the hardest, and again, that's not saying a lot. Just flame the poor bastard's ass when he spins around. Unfortunately, it only gets easier from here. I find it funny that if you've been collecting all the eggs and managed to grab the egg at the very start of the Magic Crafter's world, you can bypass the world entirely and head straight for the Beastmaker's world. Speedrun tactics, my dude. Piss easiest boss I've ever seen. He's a beard with arms, for fuck's sake. Who the frick is skydiving in a swamp? Why does this need a whole sign to deter dragons from doing so? Right, so I have a sin about treetops in my script here that's mostly praising it actually for being somewhat of a different level, requiring you to actually think about how to get to that last dragon, but now that I'm thinking about it, honestly, this level's just a massive pain in the ass. I'm sort of going off script here, but finding it isn't necessarily too hard. It's just the constant back and forth, like falling off the edge and getting lost because it just, like, there's no real direction in this level. Actually getting back to the start of the ramp itself is a giant pain in the ass, and just, I don't know, dude. No, compared to, like, every other level in the game, which, yeah, there are, like, paths off the beaten trail and all that, but they're not, like, too out there. This one is kind of ridiculous. I'm sorry I don't have anything funny or insightful to say about this, this fucking level exhausts me. I always thought this was the most annoying boss because I believed you had to stand behind each power pole and make Metalhead destroy them himself. But you can just ram them yourself, apparently? My dad never fucking told me this, what a prick! He watched me do this boss battle too, and I know he already did it because there was a complete save file on my memory card. What a prick! And the boss only has 2 phases. It doesn't feel right. Why am I so angry? Here, on a platform that isn't connected to any other landmass, we find a river system that spawns water out of nowhere and falls off both sides of the platform.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Take care.
You can't just say take care at the end and expect me not to notice, dude. Still counts, sorry. This is barely a boss. It's just a platforming gauntlet that's over in, I kid you not, 30 seconds. Oh yeah, we haven't had any of those egg thieves running around for the past 3 worlds. Maybe we should bring them back? Although, where would be the best place to put them? I don't know, maybe in the final boss level? Haha, genius! And then Gnasty Gnork himself is the biggest disappointment ever. You chase him around for a minute, then he just stops, so you have a chance to hit him, like any normal boss of course. Then you chase him again, but this time you have to jump across some platforms as well, and that's just kind of it. It's kind of like the PS1 equivalent to all those lame-ass QuickTime event boss battles in current-gen games. Obviously there's more input, but does it really matter? Oof. I haven't been this disappointed since Hail to the King. I'll never let that one go.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
Ironically, when you find all the treasure and get access to Nasty's loot, there's a weird arbitrary altitude limit you have to get rid of by defeating thieves around the place. I think it would have made more sense to just have to find all the thieves to access all the treasure or something, but what do I know? I make a living off picking apart games for children. Zoe just straight up stole Ripto's scepter, the source of his power, right out of his grubby little hands. Remind me why they needed a dragon to defeat him again? And now that his scepter is gone, Spyro could easily defeat Ripto right here and now, but chooses not to because, I don't know, conflict? Hell, Ripto could order Crush and Gulp to flatten everyone right now as well, instead of just turning tail and running off. But no, we need those talismans. I can't take this, look at the way he pitter-patters, I'm going to die.
What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
I see Alora's Reignited design met with a lot of negative reception, and to be honest, I don't see why. She's so cute. This whole game is going to make me melt? Do you people not have eyes?
Hunter, where have you been?
Oh, I got a little lost.
Glimmer was more or less a straight line, my dude.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter would be good at gaming sins. Spyro magically learns how to swim underwater and, later on, climb ladders and head smash after he gives a greedy bear a few $100. Somehow. Torch? No, they changed it. It's supposed to be kill. I don't understand why they would do this.
I saw something shiny at the top of this wall. You could probably get it, but you'll have to learn how to climb first.
Can you not climb? Why does no one in this realm know how to operate a ladder?
Get the orbs now!
Gulp and Crush? What next? Stimpy and Ren? Ferb and Phineas? Daxter and Jack?
You despicable little creature! I'll kill you!
It's okay for Ripto to threaten to kill a fairy, but when it's a Yeti, no, we're only allowed to torch it.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Still gonna kick this guy's ass though. Lousy dumb bird can't fly out there and get the gears himself. I'ma tear him a new corn shoot. Geez, why sneak into the palace if you can just use the power of Owo to blast everyone away?
Thank you for releasing me.
Wait a minute, this isn't Spyro 1. Spyro is only a few steps away from stumbling into the Ratchet & Clank and Borderlands category of games where death is a common but hilarious occurrence, and frankly I am all for it. Besides, look how cute these guys are. I'd let them get away with anything. I know we all try our best to forget the travesty that is Enter the Dragonfly, but Ripto survives this.
We want you to keep the gems as a reward for helping us.
Wow, thanks. Sparks, can you grab him?
Can he? He's just a little dude. Where's he gonna put him? I love the fact that they added the minimap feature from Spyro 2 retroactively to all the other games. Sure, it's nice superfluous to me as I basically have every level memorized at this point, but even as a kid I missed the map in Year of the Dragon. Good on you, Toys for Bob. One of the few games I could probably play over and over without getting sick of it. Absolutely adore it. And give Alora a win for being cute AF. You probably already was gonna, but give her another. The fact that they force Moneybags to give back all the gems you paid him. You can make a case for him overcharging you, but he was upfront with his services. You pay him and he teaches you a move. Capitalism, yo. Sure, she might be stealing dragon eggs now, but we all know she'll defect to our side. She's too cute to be a villain.
Get her! Stop her!
You are right there. Bend over and grab her.
We found some of the eggs, but they were too heavy to carry back.
But you can carry a deck chair and a beach umbrella just fine.
Spyro, you'll have to go. Nobody else can fit down the holes.
Yeah, no one except Hunter, apparently. Toys for Bob are big CinemaSins fans, I see.
Those eggs belong to us now, and I've hidden them in places you'll never find in 1,000 years.
You know, except for that one I found only 2 seconds ago, and all the other ones lying out in the open, and all the eggs that random denizens of the Forgotten Realms just so happen to have picked up.
Never thought I'd see one. You dragons used to rule this entire world, you know?
Can't believe they used a proper Australian as the voice for an Australian character. See, media industry? It ain't that hard. There's only, you know, 27 million of us. It ain't that hard to find Aussie voice actors. Spyro 3 uses a mix of both in-game and pre-rendered cutscenes throughout as opposed to Spyro 2, and honestly it looks so much better without all that compression.
Wow, I can't believe I survived that blast.
Snappy would be good at gaming sins. Sparks, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now. Spyro stops on this random platform to fight this random boss when he could have just kept on flying to the next world.
These are the latest military hardware. ValeforXD rocket launchers, state of the art.
So why didn't you use them to escape?
Because I have limited ammo.
You have limited ammo as much as I have a consistent upload schedule. Both ginormous lies. Sergeant Bird is actually decently fun to control now? I mean, he still turns as well as an American-made SUV, but I certainly don't hate playing as him anymore. Moneybags, you cunt. Please stop making me give you all my fucking gems. I'm sick of your shit, you no-good fat fucking bear. And lose some weight, Tubbs. I am going to scream. A floss so nice, you gotta see it twice.
The sorceress is planning a trap for you, and if she catches you, believe me, you don't want to know what she's going to do.
That only makes me want to know more, dang it.
Oh, hello. It's good to see you again, Spyro.
Is it illegal to smack a child?
You'll have to take the long way around through these Rhinox to get to it.
Subtitles say Winox when handle clearly says Rhinox. What do you get when you combine two long noodly dragons with tiny hitboxes that can regenerate health, a projectile that's annoyingly slow, and no aiming reticle? Me questioning why I'm even bothering getting 100% on this game, that's what.
Isn't Prince Asriel just the dreamiest?
Yeah, he's dreamy, but he ain't no dreamer.
The whole temple is full of nasty cat witches anyway. We just have to call off our date.
Wow, what a boring place for a date. At least take her out to the movies, man. I mean, I heard the Playmobil movie was good.
I can't believe I ever listened to you.
Stupid, insolent brat. I'll take care of her as soon as I finish off that dragon.
Or you could deal with her before she very slowly strolls off.
If you can find more of the dragon eggs, I think my magic will be strong enough to open the portal.
Aren't you the evil, scheming little fucker that took them in the first place? How about you just, I don't know, give them back? Agent 9 now strafes normally, rather than needing to hold down L1 or R1, which now makes this level way more enjoyable. Insert Mario 64 slide music here. How rigidly the camera sticks to Sheila and how zoomed in it is, this area reeks of a poorly made Little Big Planet level. The Sorceress survives this. In the original Spyro 3, this island could only really be accessed by hacking the game. The fact that you can reach this island legitimately without the need for hacking or mods shows that the devs had a clear passion for the original games, and that's pretty admirable. Fuck this race, 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 fuck this race.
I don't know how she did it, Spyro, but the sorceress must have survived that last battle.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This was not worth 100% completion. There is no way the sorceress doesn't have any burns on her after falling in lava. How did the Tiki people manage to remove their heads and place them in spots that would be nigh impossible to reach unless you could fly? If you haven't mentioned it yet, the little shipping scene between Spyro and Allura at the end. It just makes my heart melt every time I watch it. Spyro and the sorceress never once speak to each other. I'm not kidding. It's the same in the originals too. You still make these? Scene doesn't contain any furry lap dances. Bentley's new over-the-shoulder camera makes the whack-a-mole game way harder. Spyro 1, Nasty's Loot. Spyro 2, Dragon Shores. Spyro 3, Super Bonus Round? Insomniac was really rushing to finish development to the point where they can't even properly find a name for the bonus level. Give a win to the massive overhaul they gave to Sheila's design. She looks awesome in the remake compared to her generic kangaroo design of the original. People who hate on Sheila's new design are knobheads. They gave her hips, they gave her hairstyle and a freaking vest? Oh no, Sheila's ruined, oh no, woe is me. There's a section in Desert Ruins where you have to move between 3 different ladders you're climbing up to avoid the fire-breathing scorpion at the top. The camera is supposed to pan up so you can see him while climbing, but it doesn't in the remake, so you just have to rely on luck to get up there. Sparks' second level Spider Town gives no power up for beating it. In the originals, beating it gave Sparks the ability to locate the nearest gem by holding L1, L2, R1 and R2 at the same time. After an intense mating season, the male dragons bang the females to extinction and lay in a 9-month-long afterglow.